108 gave us, where you see the chick walk in, and then you see his eyes light not line up but widen. Um, Either he recognizes this chick, or he doesn't know this chick and never met this chick before and wasn't expecting who this chick was. Um, or recognizes the chick and didn't expect her to be that have that ability. Go with that. I'm thinking there's a misunderstanding of what's going on and stuff, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Um, they're
So
they're thinking of
so let's just summarize it up. Essentially,
okay,
um, for the most part, this chapter was about the funeral,
yeah,
which was the biggest theme. The biggest theme was the funeral and how really the Beast guy kind of made a stand to all the naysayers and silenced it all to say, "Hey, Hunter Jin did an amazing feat here." Um, we got a little bit of shipping here. You got your little theory going on with
yeah,
and with the chick.
yeah,
Uh, but it's a lot more unknowns. I think, but it also
yeah,
enforces the whole idea of, I think America, him going to America. This is America.
mhm,
Uh, that this is going to be the next arc. He's going to go to America. As I think he's going to go. I don't think he's going to go as an American citizen, but I do believe he's going to go to America and that he's
yeah,
going to be there for a bit. And he's going to have a conversation with the brother. The Scavenger Guild is out for blood. We kind of identified that in the last chapter. Um, Last chapter we pretty much picked up on all the unknowns of all the possible new bad guys that could be happening. You named them. Um, we got three unknowns. Is it?
yeah. Japan, the two people that came randomly out of the cave, and the Scavenger Guild,
Yep.
which he's literally going to U.S. to go there, which is what you're saying. I don't know about that. We'll see. More likely, you're probably right, but we'll see. I don't know, especially
Bless you.
excuse me, if he's going to start working on the guild thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you might get your.
I think they're going to not lower, lure him in with this upgrader person
Yep.
to go to America, like you, well, not like you said, but to go to America at least though.
Yep.
But it's because of that reason to see if this chick is real or not, or has the ability to do what he does or stuff like that, or to upgrade him, whatever. But we'll see.
So the cool thing about this is one of one of us will be right about some things, maybe some, but it won't be all of them because they're
Mhm.
already right here. It's already kind of killing the whole idea of him being the only person that has these abilities. My theory of him being kind of unique and having the powers and being a monster, that kind of dissolves, because if there's other people that are not siblings to him, that means that his powers weren't really kind of part of him being a monster or whatever. So I think honestly, you might get your wish of him not being able to do his guild. I think his guild is going to be ran behind the scenes with the his A rank or B rank buddy that has all the money because he deserted it. I think he's going to do all the managerial stuff, and he'll just
Mhm.
continue to do what he normally does as an S rank. Um, and then because right now, honestly, there's only like two people or three people in the guild at this point in time. You have him, you have the dude, or
Mhm.
and the chick that he was trying that he took from the high school. Remember several chapters ago that he went to his sister's school and he ran into this other girl that usually doesn't show up or whatever, and she's actually a
Oh,
hunter or
that
whatever.
okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you forgot about her, right?
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so
But I
there's
don't
a
know. We'll see if she
so she so
joins. We don't know if she's going to join. We're talking about people that are going to join. We're talking
dude,
about
it's
the
obviously she's
sun.
going to Jode.
We're talking about the sun and Jim so
Uh,
far. The guild
he
is
even
not approved
introduced
yet.
him. He even introduces like, who is this chick? It's like, oh, this is gonna be another guild member. I want to look this up and prove it to you, but I'm
Yeah,
always
yeah.
positive
Give me
that she said that.
the chapter. Give me the chapter.
Okay, I'll give you the chapter. I'm gonna put that on my dialogue of prove Harap right, wrong.
Uh huh.
That
Right is fine. I'm
no
all right
no
with
no
right.
no that the chick was um honestly, I think honestly it could go either way. Like you could it could go to the point where it's he doesn't do the guild, he lets the people run it himself, and he still goes to America. But the thing that just throws me through a loop is the chick at the end. This chick who has the awakening power,
We think.
and they're in America. So why? So if America
He's
are,
not in America. He's not in America. I think he's at an
oh yeah,
embassy.
he's an embassy. But is the chick that they're introducing American, or is she? I mean, I'm assuming she's American.
I don't know. She could be somebody from a different country, but made American because of her ability,
True.
or she could be fake and she's American. We don't
Or
really
she,
know. We gotta
yeah.
see how this next chapter next week goes, and go from there, and see what her abilities are, if she has any, and see if she's the real deal, and go from there. And I mean that right there answered a lot of questions to make more questions happen. So we'll see.
Okay. I don't know.
I guess this will be the arc, which will be him deciding to go to America, and then this upgrader chick. Let's see if this
Yeah.
is a thing or not.
So honestly, dude, it's this chapter. This the first chapter, 107 brought too many questions. I'm not gonna even get into it because there's just brings in too many holes in there. 108 was a lot of feels, but I think it pushes us to the point where he's gonna go. They're gonna go. He's gonna go to America. So, um, any final thoughts? What's gonna happen? What you think is gonna happen in the next chapter? Do you think they're gonna, you know, what do you think is gonna happen next? Honestly, because it's and then we can,
What I think is going to happen next?
yeah, next chapter.
Uh, well, we're like I said before, we're going to either figure out this who this chick is, so that's going to answer that question.
Or they don't have to do that. They can say no. We're going to fast forward you back over to the to the Beast People and do a whole chapter with that and the whole politics around Japan.
We can go that route too. I mean, this next chapter, which will basically tell us this next arc that we're going into,
Sure.
is going to answer or not answer and make more questions happen. So that's basically what I'm waiting for, is to see where they go and what direction.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So I liked it. Like chapter 108 was by far my stealing deal of okay, this next chapter is going to be pretty. This next arc is going to be good either way it goes. So, all right. Well, let's switch over. I'm gonna mark it real quick. Games. What have you been playing? What have you been getting into? What has
All
been
right.
tickling your fancy?
There's one thing that's tickling me a little right now in my little fancy area. Is that we got was a demo of Final Fantasy VII remake. There it is.
Jeez, didn't
Um,
even know, man.
I couldn't remember what the RE was for. Um, uh, the demo was cool. You got to do the first bombing run pretty much. You got to see what that was like. You get Barrett with you in a party. You get to learn how to play with Barrett and as Barrett, depending on how your playstyle is, because you get to switch between the characters back and forth.
Oh, so you actually play as those characters?
So you get Cloud, obviously, and then you have Barrett eventually, right?
Okay.
So during the bombing run or fighting a boss, you
Yeah,
get
at the
to
reactor.
learn, yeah, at the reactor, at the
Okay.
first place. So you're mainly learning how to work and the how to use the UI and Cloud throughout the beginning part of it.
Okay.
Now, once you get to the point where you're getting a little closer to where you're going to set the bomb, you start to learn a little bit about Barrett and his long range attacks and work with him.
Okay.
And then on the boss, that's when you are let loose to play as Cloud and or Barrett. So you get to switch between the two guys.
Is it freestyle like Final Fantasy? What was it? The one before the one that just
You
came
mean like
out?
15?
Yeah. Is it like freeform like 15 where you can move your character around, or is
Yeah,
it like your state? Oh, okay.
yeah. It's free. It's open-ish world, free-ish world fighting battle style where you get random encounters. You don't see them on the map like you can in 15 that I'm aware of
Oh,
yet.
God.
You don't see them on the map yet. This is like I said, it's a demo,
It's
so it
that
doesn't
it's
mean
that
you're
it's
not
that
going to
damn
see.
Pokemon. Woo! I'm like, no, no, no. I don't want to walk in a blade of grass, barely touch it, and it just no. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Sorry.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done. Go.
You done, buddy?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Go.
All right. So while you're going through the big fight with the scorpion, you get to learn being tactical about stuff with using Barrett and Cloud. Cloud has a um, um, two stances ish. You want to call them stances? I believe all the characters have different stances.
Okay.
Uh, Cloud has a light stance and a strong stance. Strong stance, you lose your speed, but you hit harder. Your light stance is you have your quickness and you hit more often, but you don't do as much damage. But you hit more often,
Gotcha.
so are kind of equivalent. Barrett, you have him just spamming bullets, or you have him hit his gun on the ground to basically do charges, and then he does one big shot after you charge it up after I think 3 or 4 times, and you do one big damage bullet there, and then you have your magic, and you also have your special moves. Each character has their special moves, which is their overdrives back in the day. Yeah,
Limit breaks.
limit break. Sorry, limit breaks. Overdrive is 10. Um, that you have in 7. So you do their special attack techniques like Braver is in there. There's another one I can't
Did they
remember, and then
do?
you have
Did they
Barrett's
do? Did
stuff.
they give Braver the justice like they did in Final Fantasy Advent Child? Like
Private Children.
Advent Children. Like that. That was
You
just
see the little marking is that if that's what you're talking about,
okay.
you see that. But I mean, it's not like a grandiose because it's a movie type thing where you see him going all crazy in the air and everything. I mean, he does his move, and then you see the little symbol afterwards. So there's that. Um, we weren't able to do summons yet. That won't come out until a little later in the game because you don't get
Uh,
summons early on in the game. You
which
don't get
makes
those yet.
sense.
So I enjoyed it thoroughly. Um, there's so much stuff to look for and do stuff. I also found out reading some more is that they're beefing up the quest system to make the game more open, more than just linear with the story. You're doing other stuff.
Good, 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 good. Because there
So
you have to actually hunt for those things. Like a lot of things that you want to do outside of just doing that, you have to actually go and do it.
you
And
literally
sometimes,
had to talk to every NPC to
mhm,
find something else other than going linear with the story.
yep,
So that's what you're getting that option. For what I know so far, it's an option to do, but you can still go linear with the story.
gotcha.
Um, or you can go with pretty much 100%ing the game and looking for everything, talking to everybody, doing all the side quests before you even keep going with the main story. which is cool. I'm fine with that. I mean, give me a freaking 100-hour game that you can make 100 hours.
True,
Make it a
true.
that's fine with me because it's gonna be a while before episode 2 comes out. So make it long as possible. I'm fine with that. Um, so there's that. Um, we also heard that Red 13 is not going to be playable or a character that you can control. It's going to be an AI. It's going to be a guest
What?
in this episode. We don't know what the other episodes are going to entail, but currently in this first episode, he's going to be
Wait,
AI
wait.
control.
So you keep talking about episodes. How are they breaking this up?
That we know aware of is three. Going to be in 3 episodes, or yeah, 3 episodes, which is going to break up the whole thing. So episode 1 is going to be when you leave Midgar. Episode 2, because it's like 4 or 5 discs. I don't know when it ends, and then
There's like 5 discs. So, but you leave Midgar pretty damn quick in the game. Like early in the
not so
game.
fast. I mean,
Hell yeah, you
that's the
did.
end. It's gonna be. That's where it's gonna end. That's where everybody's assuming it's gonna be the end of where you leave Midgard to start actually open up
The world map and everything.
the open world map, pretty much. And then episode 2 is gonna be basically open world up until a certain point, and then that's gonna be ending. And then it's gonna go from wherever that ends in the second episode, start
So,
in
so
third
that means
episode, and
that
then finish.
means that means that you won't get any new characters. You're gonna have only Cloud, Tifa, and Barrett only. And
No, you get Aerith. You're gonna get
Aerith.
Aerith. You're
Yeah,
gonna
you'll
play
get Aerith.
Aerith eventually.
So you'll get those four, and that's
You're
it
gonna get Red
for the first.
13.
No, you don't get Red 13 until he goes into open world. He's in a lab outside of Midgard. Yeah, and you won't get the ninja chick.
Ninja Chick was optional. Same thing with Vincent was optional. Both of those are
Yeah,
optional.
those are both optional. Those are outside in the open world.
Yeah.
And then the
Sid
snowball
is
and
Sid is part of the story. Sid is part of the story, so that will come later.
he comes later, and then you won't get this the what is it called? You won't even get
Cat
Chocobo.
Sith.
Yeah, you won't get
Cat
them
Sith.
until outside in the open world because that's right after you get out of Midgard.
Yeah, that's gonna be Gold Saucer. So
Yeah, you only have 4 people to
Sid
play
should
with.
be the last one, I think, because Gold Saucer's before Sid.
Yes, yes, it is. Sid's right.
Because you go on a date with either Aerith or Tifa.
Yep,
Um,
because that's when they get the airship and they have to go over to where. So yeah,
right.
Sid's the last one.
Um, so
So
as of right now,
so if
Red
that's the case,
13.
yeah,
So no, Red 13. You only get to be with Red 13 in the first
no,
episode because of
he's in another lab
he's
outside.
going to be an AI. He's going to be an AI character that you can't control.
But he does. You don't get to see him in the actual game until you leave Midgard, so you
I'm
won't see
telling
him.
you, man, in the trailers and stuff I've read, he's going to be in chapter 1. And the only thing is that you're not going to be able to control him. He's going to be his own AI thing.
So I guess let me ask this question: Is this canon? Is this canon?
Is it canon?
No.
There's some stuff that they added into the story that you didn't know that they couldn't do or didn't know in the main and the old game. Like in the bombing run, did you know that the president knew that they were doing that and they want and provoked them to do it and gave them help?
Yes, you got that in what is it called? The game where you're playing as Cloud's kind of mentor or whatever. It's the fuck is that game?
Oh,
I
you
played.
mean Final Fantasy Crisis Core with
Yes,
Zack?
yes, yeah, with Zack and all. You find out with him because you first before you play as Zack, you actually play as not Sephiroth, but Zack's mentor.
And Jill.
Yeah, so you fight as him. So yeah, I found out about that because that's when Zack was like, he was against it all because it was him and
I forgot the other guy's name. What's the other guy's name?
I don't remember.
Anyway,
But
so
yeah,
you see the president and I forgot the guy, general guy back there.
yep.
The bomb goes off, poof. It's like a dud, but it blows up. But doesn't blow up the whole reactor.
Yep.
So President Shimura, that's his name. President Shimura snaps his fingers, and the general makes all the other stuff go haywire. The robots, the cameras, and stuff that's in that place blow up, shoot stuff and blow up and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they're doing this because they're wanting to make it dependent on this renegade group, so they can pin it on them saying,
There's
yeah, we're the yeah. So
we're the victim. They're the
yep,
bad guys, not
yep,
y'all.
yep.
So that's the motivation. You literally see that in this game, and you see it happen. In the older game, you don't see that information. You just assume what you said would happen because they don't play. If nobody's played the Crisis Core, they don't know that. Um, so yeah, Final Fantasy, in my opinion, is good to be good. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to do um, side quests to see what they're going to do.
You didn't play
The,
Crisis Core, did you?
I did,
You did?
yeah.
Okay.
What was I going to say? In the UI, you have weapons that can level up. They have their own special abilities, their own sphere grid, if you want to call it.
Okay, that's pretty badass.
So does the materia, which you already know, you level
Yeah.
up, they grow and stuff like that. Different combinations does different things.
Yep.
Um, um, so weapons level up. So you can have his big, his what is it
Buster.
called? Buster Sword throughout the whole game if you wanted to, and level it up. You don't have to be in like old seven mode, where okay, Buster is no longer used to me. I need to get the Omni Slash or the other swords that he gets eventually. Uh, not Omni Slash, that's a move, but his other swords
I get what you're saying though.
later that are better and have the different links in their armor
Yeah.
or weapons. There we go. Um,
The only
I
problem with
did
that
not
is
see
you
anything
when
for armor. I just saw mainly weapon and material stuff. So I don't know if they're going away from the armor or they just didn't let us see it in the demo at that point in time.
so let me ask this question because I know you put materia in your weapon to actually
Yeah,
have the spells and stuff like that.
yeah,
Maybe the fact that the matter, yes, you can level it up, but they might only limit you on how many or what combination of colors you want. So if you want to say, let's say you want to use a yellow material and a green material and a red
yeah,
material, but your Buster
yeah.
blade does only has blue and red, you might have to upgrade because you want to get those other spells out there.
No, it is it the sword just have holes in them. They don't have color rings in them,
Oh, so
so
they
it
so
locks them into it.
oh so they
So
so
you just put whatever color you want into those holes.
so maybe they limit you on how many actual materials you can put into the weapon.
It depends. Some of them one of his swords has 8 slots where you can put 8 different things of material in his things. Either they're linked or separate or
Yeah, or it might be the
something
links.
like
It
that.
might be the different links on there as well. You might change
Yeah,
up the links there.
that's what I'm saying. So you might have 8 different slots, and like 2 of the 8 are connected to each other, or you could do it all slash or something like
So
that.
there are
Or
going to be some beer.
AOE type of thing.
There are going to
So
be builds.
different builds for everything. So it's
Yep.
gonna be great on how that's gonna be a thing. You could pretty much multi play through this game with that kind of system. So I believe that it's going to be a pretty long game and keep us at least tied together for a while before we know anything about the second episode.
So so that gets me back to the point where, first of all, how long did it take? Give me just a rough estimate because I know it's probably been a long time that you actually played seven. But how long did it take for you to get through the first two discs? Let's just say the first disc. Because to me, I feel as if the first disc itself was the longest disc ever. And that's because of all the cutscenes, all the talking scenes, and just the fact
I
that
mean, you
you're
get
just
that
stuck.
too also with 3 and 4. Well, 2 and 3 once you leave
You do,
Midgar.
but Midgard is just so long because you see the same stuff over. You're in a city,
Right?
and that's why it just felt to me as it was just so long. Whereas the open world, they went by faster, but it was like
You
Maybe
get
I
to
should.
choose where you want to go in open world,
True.
though.
Exactly. Exactly. So I don't know. How long did it take for you? Because it.
It took a while because my first playthrough of that game, I had no idea what I was doing, and trying to figure out how to use the materia, how to fight certain enemies, uh, how where to go, because it doesn't just tell you here you need to go this way. You need to figure that out. There's no like particular like uh, linear thing.
Yeah.
You need to go this way and stuff like that. It doesn't give you that. Um, you just figure that out. So I would say, yeah, it's the longest one because you have no. If it's your first time playing it, you have absolutely no idea where you need to go and what to do and how to do things
And it just
in that whole
they don't
thing.
help. They don't hold your hand at all. It's just so you're
No,
just trapped. I felt trapped in Midgard. I was like, if I don't get out of this godforsaken town, I might just blow up all the reactors myself just to get out of here.
you would hope that would be that way, but yeah, yeah. So there's that. I think um, I think it's going to be interesting, especially with how they're going to do these episode things. Because if you're right, it is a 5 disc thing. So they're going to do one with episode one, two, and three, probably with episode two, and then 4 and 5 with episode three, finishing it up. If it's a 5 episode, if it's a 5 disc game, and doing things like that. So, I mean, on top of that, oh, summons are locked to major bosses where there's big area. You can't just randomly summon them.
Oh, so they cap you. You can't just go overpower, just summon everywhere you go.
Yeah, pretty much. You can't wreck people with summons all the time like you can in the old game.
That's
So it's
kind
gonna
of
be
interesting.
interesting. It's gonna be interesting how because they're like what is it? If you want to remember Final Fantasy 12,
Yeah.
when you summon them, they're also on the field with you as you're
Yes.
fighting.
Yes.
So basically, you have that. It's going to be that way when you are playing Final Fantasy 7. They have their own abilities and they're doing their own thing.
Okay.
You can control them to a certain extent, but they still do their own stuff. You can tell them what to do to a certain way. Now they are on time limit. They're not on there permanently, just like on 12. After their time is up, they're going to do their big move
Yeah.
and then leave,
It's just
and
like
then you have to fill up their gauge again.
yeah, then it's just like the whatchamacallit. I can't remember the one. It's 12, 10. It's just
No,
like
it's
10.
12. 12.
No, 10 because they fight out. Oh yeah, you're right. Here's 12.
12. Because 10, you it's a turn base. With 12, it's play not seamless, but at the same time you're
It
going
is
through the
close.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So there's that. Uh, trying to think what else. I'm interested in the side quests. Like, what are they going to make out there with that kind of thing? Like, what kind of content with this side quest? Because there weren't much to do in. I mean, there's side quests to a certain extent in the old game, but not as much as that they're saying it's going to be in this big game that they're saying in this new version of the game now. So,
So I want to ask you a question relating to this. Are you going to stream this?
hell's yeah,
So my question or suggestion to you
you know,
is you add 2 or 3 new follow alerts with the sounds, and I
hell's yeah,
have the perfect pictures that you can use. They already have the null backgrounds. They're from Avid Children, so you can do or regular. So they're all. I want to send you a site. It's pretty badass. It gives you
okay,
all of your pictures. Like it has Sephiroth, and it has maybe one with the Sephiroth with the wing in the back. It has yeah, it has all the like characters or whatever, but they're
yeah.
really well done, and they have no null background. So that's the reason why I asked the question if you're going to stream it, because I want to
Yeah.
give you this stuff, because I'm like, okay, we're gonna see if he's gonna put this up there and
So
stream it or not.
if you want to see those alerts go off, how about you make them alerts and then I'll put them on the stream.
How about if you really wanted them and you really want to stream them? I'll give you the materials, and then you can go ahead and put them on the stream.
I mean, one that suggested that.
I suggested it. It doesn't mean I have to own
I
it.
was going to go off on my regular stuff.
Okay,
Okay, if
that's
you
fine.
really,
I don't really don't. I don't care. I'm just giving you a suggestion. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. We'll leave it alone.
okay, all right, cool. Well, that answers that question. Do you have anything else that you wanted to show off or talk about that you played or didn't play and you just looked at and didn't really do?
So I played Plague Inc.
Oh God,
Uh, I'm probably gonna go hell for this one, but
pretty
I
much.
popped in there and I was like,
Yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna play the tutorial because I haven't played this game in a while. I need to learn how to actually play this game.
yeah.
So I go in there. I started off, and it says, "Hey, you need to pick a country. You have no choice but to pick China."
You're here in the tutorial that you're speaking of, right?
In the tutorial,
Yep.
you have no choice but to pick China, and you're eradicating everything. And they start talking about fake news. They start going about it's so crazy. I'm loving playing Ink because apparently the PC version, since we played it years ago before it blew up to the successful part it is today, they added so many different scenarios
Yeah,
that it's
they have
just
a monkey one, I think, as
there's
well.
a monkey. There's one about just about spreading bad fake news and warping people's brain with bad media or whatever. Um, it's just so many different scenarios, and I'm like, okay, this is a good game. I'm loving the hell out of it, but I'm going to hell for this. I need to stop real quick. So I changed gears. Um, I popped into BDO is doing their own event, another event that's for leveling, um, and apparently they're giving out 50 million. All you have to do is just sign in a week for 1 week's worth, and you get like 50 million gold or silver. So I'm like, perfect. That easily pays for one of my weapons. So I'm doing that, and honestly, I just been playing. I got into Guild Wars, popped it open. I have my two characters open. Um,
Oh, you mean one? That's it.
One Guild
Okay,
Wars one.
never mind.
Haven't downloaded Guild Wars 2 yet. It is still waiting there. Guild Wars 2 did come back, and they made an announcement that you're going to be able to play all of the first season of the living story, which
Mm-hmm.
the way I feel about it is okay. That's great, but the only part that I really care about was the Scarlet. The whole Scarlet saga was the prime primo win for me for Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars 2. Um, I think they're only bringing you back the first scenario up into the Scarlet Wars, which to me that kind of just it doesn't help me. I like doing the Scarlet because she was just she was the Joker. She literally was a Joker for Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars 2. So I'm holding off and waiting to see more information about that. If they do the Scarlet Adventure, I will replay that. I would download it just to do the Scarlet Wars because Scarlet was just a awesome bad guy. But other than that, last night I saw a game that I've been having on my wish list for a bit. Uh, it's called Just Shapes and Beats. Got it for like $7, and it's fun. It brings me back to the DDR days that we used to play DDR in our apartment. Those were good days. Those were fun. Playing DDR in the living room, everything like that. So, uh, but yeah, I played Just Shapes and Beats. It was a game that I saw twice since going to PAX. Because they always had that booth over there, and I'm like, let me play it. You see what's so big about it, and it's addicting. I had to cut myself off around 12:30, saying, "Okay, crap, my eyes are barely awake. All I'm doing is moving my dot on the screen, and I'm getting hit everywhere I'm going because I'm barely staying awake, but my head keeps nodding to the tune of the song. Like, I looked literally drunk. If I was actually recording, it would have been me looking like I was drunk or high, just trying to play the game or whatever. So I was like, nope, gotta stop it. So that is honestly all I've been playing. I haven't been. I got Final Fantasy. I think I'm down to the last four chapters because I just finished up the. I think I just finished up, or if I'm on the last quest of my class quest, and then I have four more quests, and then I'm done, and I'm caught up, and I'm ready to go. So, I've just been pumping that out as much as possible, so we can get into the goodies, So, other than that, so I got any games you looking forward to? I posted something about a potential maybe Last of Us. It was it wasn't real, it was confirmed, but it was a picture of
Oh, you mean the TV series?
yeah, they were there. So a lot of people were going out and wanted to see, you know, cast. They typically do the casting of say, hey, who would be a perfect person if they made this into a movie, and they made the guy is from Game of Thrones. The chick, I'm not quite sure of who the chick is from, but she looks very familiar. She looks like she's she's the chick that plays Cat off of the X-Men movie. Can't remember her name now. She plays Shadow Cat. I can't remember her name. Uh, Ellie Page. That's who she looks like. Just like Ellie Page. It'll be interesting though. We'll see what happens. Anything else?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, that's it. Thank you everyone who came out. Appreciate the support to checking us out. If you like any more of our content, please feel free to check out our YouTube page, our YouTube channel. It's Great Connect on YouTube. You can watch either one of our channels whenever we get back to streaming. You can go to the respective channels as of top. Our names are the names are reflected above our names. Um, like, follow. If you're watching on YouTube, please put a comment in the comment section. If you're watching on Twitch, take a look at us. Send us some ads at Twitter, and give us some suggestions and best constructive criticism. We want to hear your voice. But other than that, that is all I got. Appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm signing out as T Love, and
I'm also signing out as Harap. Have a good rest of your weekend.
y'all take it easy. Bye.